What's up, everybody? It's TEKNOBLAST. We back another week here of some crazy shit that happened this week. Man, we got Hulse tearing up studios. We got PSVR getting another price drop. We got Bungie getting slashed by staff. We got PS Plus Extra and Premium dropping players by 48% for the month of July. We got the 360 store is done. It's shuttered its doors. And we got Xbox and Game Cams bringing it big next month or this month. Woo, baby. It feels good to be an Xbox fan, man. Must be terrible to be a PS fan. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Pony. This is what you wanted. This is what happens when you're in bed with Sony and PlayStation. Man, what's going on? What's up, guys? And
what up, Tech?
The realist is here, man. I get to see him next week. Meet him up.
Yeah.
You got QuakeCon coming up, starting on Thursday. When you coming down, bro?
Thursday. Your voice is very low. Like
yeah,
your mic is near your mouth.
Thursday. All right.
Thursday. Okay, we still barely heard it though, but we got
you. Yeah, you still so.
That is a Discord thing.
Yeah, you sound like you're like.
Yeah, like
a tiny
the mic
person.
Is low, and you have to lift it up.
You like a little.
Might be better for cell phones, man, because like this is my Yeti mic that I use when I'm home.
Gotta increase the volume on that one.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah,
it's clear. It's just low.
So that's what we got going on this week. This is what happened this week. It's crazy, man. I thought Hulse was the. You know what? I actually like the person, but if he's not the guy, he's not the guy. He's got to go. You know, but we'll get into all that later. What are you guys getting into now? What 100? We got Punty, we got Poe, we got 100.
What up, fellas?
Man, what's up, great people? Man, I'm telling you, dude. I keep saying it. I'm gonna have to go out to LA one of these days, man. Meet up with 100.
Yeah.
But he wants to come out. He said in his last stream, he wants to come to Texas. He wants to come to Austin. And the 10 dreams come because something about the honeys out there. He said he wants to see them. He wants to see the honeys over at Dreamscom. And if you don't know what that is, I don't know what it is. I barely saw it the other day.
Cosplay girls. Them cosplay girls, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cosplay. It's all about the cosplay. And so that kind of tells me, 100 got a little thing about cosplay girls. It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good, man. He's gonna be out there with this bottle of his favorite liquor. Mm-hmm. I'll be out there with my 2 liter or my 1 liter of Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper,
like I have it now.
Diet Dr. Pepper or regular? Dr.
Yep,
Pepper?
diet, man. Diet
Dr. Pepper. Okay.
Yeah, man. So that's what's going on, man. I'm still playing. Oh, I started Flintlock.
Oh, you did?
I started Flint. Ooh, was that realist?
Yeah.
Too loud.
How you like it?
Now you sound better.
It's better. Yeah.
Man, I cranked that thing up to 100.
Now you sound like a grown up.
Why didn't y'all tell me to go through the app?
I just told you increase the volume. That's all I knew to tell you.
No, dude.
It's all good. But how you like the game?
I don't need to tell you anything, dog. It's like you're a grown man. You should be able to know how to use your devices.
I guess like stupid people don't get help. No empathy for stupid people.
Dumb people. Dumb. So yeah, I finished Mirage, and I think I told you guys last week. And then that same weekend I started Flintlock. And let me tell you, it's very mid. It reminds me of a 360 game, man.
Word?
It really does. It really does.
I didn't want to say anything.
But now that I've been in it, I fought a few bosses. I need to finish it. And I'm glad it's only like a 5-hour game or a 6-hour game.
It's longer than that, right?
Something like that. Yeah. It's not over 10.
Like if I criticize a game that's in Game Pass, you got guys that'll be like, sell your Xbox and stuff like that. So I don't even want to give opinions.
So is that how you feel about it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's I guess if mid is 70s, You know what I mean?
Okay.
Lower
mid.
midway between 100 is 50s, right?
It's 50s, yeah.
Oh, you got it at 50? I think
Okay,
if I had to
60.
rate
I'll be
it
generous,
out,
60.
yeah, I mean, I'd give it a 7.
Yeah.
It is incredibly average.
It is.
But I mean, it's made by a small team. You know what I mean? So like my expectations weren't through the roof, but it's like, you know, with Xbox guys, you know, we need day ones to like shock the world and shake the world.
Yep.
So like people will go over the top with their praise, like Dungeons of Hindenburg.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been playing that one. It's another like mid game to me, but my expectations weren't high for it either. Now, when it comes to like an Avowed or Indiana Jones, my expectations are going to be way higher for those games.
Yeah.
But I know the teams that are making these games.
Yeah.
So I'm not over the moon excited. It's good enough to play and finish, but I've got several games that I'd much rather be playing.
Oh yeah. Yep. But that one's been on my list since it's been on my list forever since the announcement. And now that it's out and I finished Mirage, I was like, you know what? I want to play a short game. And Flintlock was just one of them. I was like, I'll play that one. It was like 6 hours, 7 hours long or so. And once I started,
on how long to beat, because I thought it was longer than.
Well, that. I'm rushing it through. Like I put it on easy, and I'm just doing the story mode. I'm not even doing the side quest at all.
You really don't like it.
Well, if you really don't like it, why are you still playing it?
That's how I am, though.
Because he started it.
Yes. That's how I am. So I've started some games that are trash. And just because I started it. Now, there's some games I stopped playing. Like Returnal. Right? Ashen. You know, I put some hours into those games. And I gave up. I was like, I can't play these. This one, at least, you can tough it out. I mean, there's really nothing holding you back or punishing of the game. It doesn't really punish you, especially on easy mode.
You can't say anything about punishing on easy mode.
No, exactly. That's what I say. And especially on easy mode, it's not punishing at all. And I'm flying through the levels and fighting the bosses and everything. I think I've died twice, and that's just out of my own stupidity that I didn't take my potions. So
yeah, on easy mode you shouldn't be dying. Don't tell anybody else.
Hey, it can be difficult. Okay.
No.
Especially the guys with the shields and the armor.
Get good.
I think one parry will break the shield, right?
Yeah, but I don't like the controls. I don't like the control layouts the way they have it. Either. I don't know.
My thing is with the game, it's an okay game. You know what I mean? Like I've heard some people like my expectations are high when I'm listening to some podcasts. They're like saying they're super hype about the game, and like once they get a hold of it, I'm still starting to see people like some of these games like what are endearing, they're like charming or whatever you want to call it for Dungeons of Hindenburg.
Yeah,
like I heard one podcaster say the story is like wow, and I'm like, man, it's like one of the goofiest stories ever, but you know. They have to create some story because they try to give it a twist because you're on some type of resort that has monsters, you know, whatever. It's okay game.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay game. I'm waiting for the bangers, you know what I mean, for lack of a better term. What is it? We already had a Stalker be delayed. Now they're talking about Avowed being delayed. But I kind of don't like the way Xbox like backloads the year anyway. So maybe first quarter they'll have something that was already slated for fourth quarter of 24.
Yeah.
And now it's looking like there's going to be Avowed. And I bet you they were kind of had that in their bag anyway. Like they didn't have anything particularly planned for the beginning of the year, but they left that open knowing something is probably likely going to slip into that spot and be delayed. But I mean, this is a first world problem to have. For anybody even frame this as a freaking negative is a goddamn moron. Because I mean, they have so much stuff that they don't want to put it out to compete with something else that they have. So they'd rather delay it instead. That's not something to complain about. That's a good problem to have. That's a problem successful companies have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they have so much to put out, they worried about when to put out or compete with other shit that they already have to put out. Like it's not a third parties that they're comparing on that they're worried about. It's their own stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we're not gonna act like because you have these people that hate on big publishers because it's popular to do so. It's like a large contingent of quote unquote gamers that just like to complain about every release. Like, like there were so many Starfield hate channels. There's so many Star Wars Outlaws channels ready to go.
They're just ready to publish, right? Just publish it. Like right when
I mean, they're already started.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because I looked at what games I've been looking into Veilguard. I'm still gonna play it. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. I'm gonna buy it. Star Wars Outlaws. Those two games, I've considered subscribing to the services because it seems like they're starting to gear up. Because you got college football, you have Veilguard coming out, so it's like, let's see. But because I think EA is $120 for the year, and then Ubisoft is $140 for a year.
What?
Ubisoft and EA Plus.
Oh, their high tier one.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing that matters to me because you also have Assassin's Creed coming out. Yeah. College football's already out. Veilguard's coming out. Madden's coming out. I'm only gonna play one of the football games, so yeah. It just pays for itself. It makes no sense to try to buy these games part and parcel, especially the annual games, and then you can pay $120 for a year on EA and $140 on EA Plus. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to those two. But you already got these channels, and I'm surprised that there's this guy that I listen to who complains about EA games. He had nothing really bad to say about college football, other than it wasn't simulation enough.
Yeah.
But he said it was a fun. What's his name? Soda something, whatever. But all he does is complain about sports games and how he wants 2K to come back. Stuff like that.
I saw that prices for the last NCAA. Because this is not called NCAA, is it?
College, I think it is.
Is it?
Oh, no, or college football 25, I think.
Well, the 2014 one, the last one, I started seeing prices going down because the new ones were coming out. Because they were going for like $100, $150 for the last NCAA.
I could see if it was NFL 2K5. I mean, that game was actually good.
Yeah. Post says, I'm super slow on games these days. I'm a 10 or so hour in Flintlock, and it can get tough, but it's like a lot like the SW difficulty, but with harder bosses.
What's SW?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Star Wars? Software?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But see, it can be hard even on easy.
Star Wars, I guess.
He didn't say he was playing on easy though.
Poe, say you're playing easy, dude. He didn't hear us. Star Wars. Yeah, that's what he meant. Star Wars. Okay, Star Wars difficulty.
Oh, like Survivor.
He says on normal. Say you're on
I'm
easy,
playing on normal. I'm playing on normal. It's challenging when you get to the bosses. Yeah. But of course, the further you go in the game, the farther apart the rest areas are. It gets a little tougher that way. The bosses hit way harder.
The materials are not very obvious.
They sparkle.
They got a little twinkle.
If you weren't running through the game, you'd find them.
They're a little twinkle here, and that's it.
That's by design. It's kind of like a survival the way it is. It's like it's designed to where you don't have so many materials that you won't be able to upgrade at the next time you meet the guy. You know what I mean? You're gonna get them when they want you to have them, and you'll be able to upgrade when they determine that you should. You won't be overpowered going through the game, but being on easy, you'll be overpowered anyway.
Man, don't be down in my easy mode, dog.
I got to, man. I got to. Because you said punishing. Of course it's not punishing. You're easy, bro.
It can be punishing, man.
Like my baby saying that It's on God mode. It's too easy.
What's Sick playing, man? We're gonna make fun of my.
That's what I was just
easy
about to ask.
mode.
What you guys playing?
What have I been playing? Lately, been playing some Devil Blade Reboot. I found this other game. It's like Contra. It's on Steam for $5. It's called G Warrior. I haven't tried that yet. Been playing a little bit of Forza. Oh, and the Visions of Mana demo.
Oh yeah.
I was planning to play that a couple days ago. I haven't yet, so I'll probably play that tonight. Supposedly, if you play it to, I guess, to completion or whatever, you unlock some items that you get in the full game. So definitely want to do that.
That's cool. No,
not so much. Nothing too crazy.
No new gadgets, devices, or anything for you this week.
No, nothing. Was it the sales and stuff just were happening recently? So a lot of people got new stuff. So everybody's gotten new stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need a break to recharge your wallets, I guess.
I know that's right. Let's get this shit started. Let's start talking shit about PlayStation shit, man. Goat Gaming. Sony Group says changes as CEO could be made after a debacle with Bungie. From reports, Sony in Japan feels embarrassed by the bad press of PlayStation, are putting the blame squarely on Herman Holst. He was supposed to fix studios, not tear them apart. Dang. Those are some words, fool. This guy.
Hey, that dude, he just makes up stuff, though.
I know.
Yeah, he does. But he was one of the first ones to report on this. And then it turns out that, I'm not going to lie, it pretty much is what he says, but he does add some extra stink on it.
Oh, he extra a little sass there. He puts a little extra sass.
A little bit of plausible deniability with the bullshit he's saying that technically ain't wrong, but you know what I mean.
I like it. I don't know, man. We'll see what happened with this guy, man, with the whole Bungie thing, laying off so many people. How many was it? Trying to find it here.
220 or 250 something?
Jesus, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Bungie reportedly shelving the next Destiny indefinitely following another brutal waves of layoffs. Man, they're hurting. You know, did you see my post of Rogue kissing the other X-Men? And it sucked the life out of him and then dead? That's Sony.
That's Sony.
Everything looks good. Looking good, Sony. They go in bed with Sony, and then they get the life sucked out of them, man.
Yep.
Just like Rogue is sucking the life out of her.
Like a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
Like a fucking vampire, bro.
Yeah. Sucking the life force out of all these game studios, man.
Yeah, man.
Bungie saw the money, like, here's some money.
Like, they make them succeed. They come out with an expansion. Apparently, it did successful. Apparently, not successful enough. Because they were going to get rid of them anyway. There was no way they could reach whatever goal they needed to reach.
Even Mr. Jimmy said, we're not going to do any changes. There's going to be no change, no layoffs, no nothing. Those posts that kept popping up. I know I had a few. And there's going to be no changes. There's going to be no layoffs. A couple of years ago. I know things change. I know situations change, but still. You just don't make those kind of comments when you take somebody over. Because there's always going to be a change.
It's like the first George Bush. No new taxes. Clinton won off of that, right? That's the only thing? Not the only thing, but that's all Clinton really needed back then, right? He said no new tax. He said it straight words, and then what happened?
Yeah.
Taxes. Head up taxes.
So what happened? He said no new taxes. I was like, yeah.
I think that Jimmy entered into that thing with the best of intentions, right? I know that they overpaid. You remember the rumor was Xbox said no because of the asking price.
Yeah.
And then PlayStation comes through, offers them over $3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
An obvious overpay. For one, there were a few companies that owned a piece of Bungie already. So they had to pay them off. And now they're moving in to take over. But I think we spoke about this before. The risk you take with upsetting management, right? Leadership. is that they just leave. You know what I mean? Because you really don't have a company if you don't have the people who built the company. You know what I mean? You have the IP, but the IP won't be the same. That's the complaint of everybody who wishes that Bungie was still making Halo. Like, to me, 343 still makes a game. It's just not Bungie. I mean, a good game, but it's not Bungie's game. So if they take Bungie over and they want to bring out Destiny 3, is it gonna be as good as it was before? Right? A lot of people are calling for Pete Parsons to go, but he's the guy who built the thing up. You know what I mean? They're mad because he went and bought some cars, but you know, when your company gets bought, you get a windfall. $2 million is nothing.
Yeah.
You know, if you compare that to the $3 billion or whatever they cleared afterwards, $2 billion is nothing. The whole point is they're not making enough money. It has nothing to do with him buying cars. His $2 million is not going to drive them into Sony's arms. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But if Sony takes them over, how productive is that when you brought them in to help you do something that you are inadequate at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the whole thing was they said that they allocated $1 billion of the purchase price to retention, and they haven't retained so far. What is it, like 400 people that they had to let go?
Yeah, there was 2 waves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think Jim Ryan really believed that he was helping Sony to level up. But I said this on Legal Show before. I think I said it here, that Sony does not have what it takes to sit in the pocket and ride out a live service game wave, because not all of them hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Some of them have to bloom into something else. And if the game is not a hit, Sony's not going to stick around to figure out if they can make it work or not. You know what I mean? Sea of Thieves was a game that, like, that's the one thing about Microsoft. They don't give up on their games. Like, even with Redfall, you know, they had plans for Redfall, but they couldn't. It just seemed like it was completely dead, so they gave up on it. But Sea of Thieves, it was nothing like what it is now when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
State of Decay. Like, these are games that they wanted to be something, so they're building them out, and they're gonna, you know, have them in a place where when the sequel comes out, people are excited about them.
Yeah.
But Jimmy did what he could, and Jimmy knows what most people who aren't hardcore PlayStation fans know.
Mm-hmm.
They need their own games to be hits. Instead of collecting 30s, they need to be collecting 100s. Microsoft's doing it. Nintendo's doing it, probably the best, because they don't have any live service games, but their games sell like live service games. So PlayStation needs things like that, because what happens if third party just decides that they don't want to go there for whatever reason?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's my whole thing with, like, the whole PC platform. A lot of people just say, "Oh, Epic won't be able to do this." It's gonna boil down to dollars and cents soon. Right now, the money's there. Right now, you just take that 30% lick. I know it gradually decreases with the amount sold, but let's just say that that's not enough for them. You know, things can change for whatever reason. So we'll see. But PlayStation needs their own games to hit. They need people to be on PlayStation for Sony's games. Right now, Sony doesn't really control their platform, and that's a problem. They need like, Fortnite is number one on all platforms. Call of Duty is now owned by their competitor. That's their number one game every year. They had to send Jimmy to beg and lie so that it wouldn't skip their platform. That's how dire the situation is over there. People keep talking about console sales, and that's just not how it works anymore.
Yeah.
Only for Nintendo, because people buy Nintendo to play Nintendo games. When it came to Microsoft and PlayStation, they didn't build their platform out the same way, and they should have. I mean, Halo and Gears was back in the day. But when you look at how many units they were selling compared to, like, now, it's a big difference. So it's like they have to expand beyond the console, and PlayStation needs to, but they can't. They have to find some way to make people buy their console. That, like, we all said, VR was stupid. Like, they needed it to be everywhere. They needed it to be able to be used on PC, because there weren't going to be enough people to go out and buy it.
Yeah.
Like, Jimmy has the right intention, man. He probably lost his job for Bungie, but I don't think PlayStation knows what to do with Bungie. you know, them taking over control of Bungie, because you see that they're going to splinter it off and build another studio from it. You know what I mean? It's like you're basically negating the reason you bought them in the first place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are mad that The Last of Us Factions was canceled, but it couldn't have been good. I mean, if they chose to put out Concord and not The Last of Us, how bad was The Last of Us?
Yeah. Right?
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so like if Bungie looked at it, a lot of people are blaming Bungie. I mean, would you rather them put out another bad game? Because you can bet your monkey's uncle that this what's that game? Fair Game is not going to hit either. Especially if Grand Theft Auto comes up anywhere close to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Sony keeps trying to keep these live service games exclusive. That is the worst thing that they could do for them.
Mm-hmm.
They've trained their consumers to play games the wrong way. They've trained their consumers to come to PlayStation for third-party games. So when they bring out first-party games, if it's not a big game, they don't care about it. And for the most part, it's only the hardcore that really care about those games.
Yeah.
Your God of War, your Spider-Man, even Spider-Man, which is like worldwide appeal, it's barely moving units over there. In contrast to how many units they've sold.
Yeah.
You know, like you can say 20 million is a lot, but when you have all those consoles sold, like what did they buy it for? That's the problem I see with PlayStation. But they gotta hold on to the console as long as they can. They're still trying to figure out how to worm their way into a PC launcher. You know, all these things because they need more money. These 30%, yeah, they're good, but it's like they've hit a plateau.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, that's just all bringing me down now, man, with Sony stuff.
But as a PlayStation fan, everything's good even when it's bad, bro.
Well, with this whole Bungie thing, I saw a post. This guy trying to spin it in a positive way because of that splinter off studio that you're talking about. Oh yeah, they're layoffs, but hey, the positive thing is we're gonna get a new studio. It's like, really, dude? You just lost an additional 200 and something people, and you're kind of make it. Hey, but check this out. We're gonna get another studio out of it. Hooray! It's like, what?
Yeah, that's the job of a person on Twitter or YouTube that's a shill, right?
Yeah,
that's their job. They got to make it sound good even when it's not.
And everybody was
just
just burning him on the reply.
As they should.
It's like, dude, it's like, what are you talking about? They just lost 200 and something. You're trying to spin this in a positive light. There's nothing positive about it, you know?
What do you guys know about the performance of the Final Shape? I heard that it was doing good.
Of which one?
But I guess not good enough. The Final Shape.
I heard it did great, but it can't cover all of this crap that's going on. That's
right.
The problem.
Oh, so it's the same thing as Tango. Oh. Just because they have one hit, just because they have one decent game out of a whole catalog, it didn't save the whole studio. Is that what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
see how that works?
Okay.
Yep. Oh, but
it's different.
Take the loss and keep them. Yeah, because I saw the Act Man has a whole video on it, and in the end, they all say the same old. Listen, I'm basically making an excuse for the big corporation who messed up. I get it, right? But like, they have two choices. Either they can keep these people and just swallow the loss, or they can fire them. That's what it is. It's business. It's money. It's numbers. They don't care about us. None of these companies care about us. Like, what? But hey, I'm just happy they're keeping the same energy though. Because when it was Xbox, that shit was foul.
That same energy.
That shit makes sense. But it makes no sense to even be at this tip at all on either one. Stupid. This is how it is when there's layoffs, bro. When the economy is bad and shit don't work out, that's who they always fire. Nothing new. Same.
All right, guys.
I'm
trying to turn off the volume on this shit and still keeps playing.
Yeah, it's loud.
So my son got his card, his new video card. Well, his new, that's not current video card, but it was nice. it's better than what he had before. You know, he had that 960 that I've had forever, which is one that I won at QuakeCon in one of their giveaways. And it served me well for a long time, and it served my son well for a good while since he inherited my PC. But games like Helldivers, he's like, Dad, I'm not getting 60 frames. I get low 30, I mean, like somewhere 30s, but it looks terrible. It's like the graphics is terrible. It's all
the internet has trained him already. Wow.
Yeah,
it's already trained his mind, bro.
Dude, he does so many little things on
mind.
the PC that I've never done. Right? He has this little kind of like a system counter thing that shows him all sorts of stats. He has no idea what they mean. All he cares for is the frames per second. That's all he cares for.
Yeah, because that's the same stuff he sees that the dudes on the internet are using. So he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, so I
don't know how much he knows or doesn't know. I'm not gonna act like he doesn't know anything because I don't know what he knows. Right?
He also has
I
this
just know
thing,
what I know. But
this thing installed on his PC where, okay, tell me if you guys like this when you have headsets. When I have a headset, I like to hear myself. Okay, like these little earbuds right now, it's connected to my microphone. When I speak, I can hear myself. And I like that because it controls my voice, how loud I'm speaking. I've had headsets where it doesn't have mic monitoring, so I'm always speaking louder than I should. Right?
Right. It's hard to self-regulate when you can't hear your voice just a little bit.
And so my son was at that point where he had these wireless headsets, but they didn't have mic monitoring on it. So he's always yelling. I'm like, dude, keep it down. Right? Keep it down. He's like, what? I'm not saying anything. I'm like, dude, you're being loud. The house echoes. We can hear you downstairs and everything. Oh, well, I guess he found some software. I didn't know this was a thing that it feeds the audio back to his headset. He can hear himself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's some sort of mic monitoring software that allows him to hear himself. And like now
that's what I was saying. Yeah, now he can self-regulate because he could hear himself speak.
He can self-regulate now to his speech, his volume.
Like,
he's not using.
I remember.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember her name. Jesus Christ! It's back in the '90s, yo. She used to be for Little Kim. She was another black rapper. Jesus Christ. She was in The Firm. Come on, bro. Help me out. Foxy Brown. Okay, remember when she lost her hearing for a little bit? Right.
Let it be a black guy to know.
Right. Well, of course. That's why I was asking him. Thank you, by the way. So like there was a period there where she lost her hearing, right? And she quickly sounded like a deaf person. Have you ever heard a deaf person speak?
Yeah, they got that muffled.
Right. It's because they can't hear themselves to regulate their voices.
Yeah.
And like and thankfully she had gotten her hearing back, so she's fine now, right? But she wasn't a person who didn't have hearing. Obviously, her hearing's fine until all of a sudden it was gone for whatever her condition was, whatever. Yeah. Right. And she instantly sounded, normal, like that. And that's the same thing going on with your son. He couldn't hear himself. So the internet got solutions apparently.
Yeah. So his buddies, I guess, told him, I was like, yeah, download the software and it'll feed back the sound back to you so you can hear yourself. And I like that. I prefer the mic monitoring is what it's called. I like that because it lets me regulate my voice and how loud I talk. I've never there's so many people that like it where they don't hear themselves. And I was like, I don't know how you can do that. That you can't hear yourself and regulate your voice. But he has all sorts of stuff installed on his PC that I've never thought of installing just because I have no use for it. But I never thought of it either. And but he's very happy with his new GPU. It's a 2070. May not be the newest and the latest and greatest, but it works for
more than enough.
Yeah, it's more than enough for him. And it was $200, so it's not bad.
Nice.
So now he doesn't want to get off the PC.
So sick. Would you say 2070 is better than the current consoles?
I would say it's about equivalent. Maybe 2070 Super.
I told my son, it's like, now you can keep up with the PlayStation 5 because I was playing Helldivers with him on the PlayStation 5. So, yeah, he's happy. He's happy with his video card and everything. So he's like, oh my God, I got 60 frames now. I never got 60 frames. I was like, you had a 960. It's an old card. It was free. I got it from QuakeCon, but it was free. You know.
So like, what is he using? Like Riva tuner, or you don't know?
I don't know. I don't know what he's using.
But yeah, I mean, that's the whole part of it. See, but you know, when I was younger, I was doing a whole lot of tinkering and stuff. I just once I can hit 60, whatever. I don't care what happens after that. But back then, I just wanted the game to run because I know, Sick, you remember, can you run it? You get on there,
right.
Get on there, let it do a system check, and you're like, oh, I can run Crisis. Oh, I can run Arma. Like those were the two games back then that, like, if you can run those, your PC was strong.
Yeah.
So after that, and then back then we didn't have like frame counters and stuff. Like it wasn't a big deal. Just wanted to play games. Now it's like, if I'm gonna pay all this money, I want to make sure that I have the best of the best.
I wish consoles would include a frame counter because I just want to know.
Then you'll know just how bad it is.
Nah, exactly, man.
What?
Like this is what I've been saying on Spaces lately. Pandora's box has been open for a lot of these dudes, right? And he's sitting there complaining about frames and all this other shit. That was the shit they used to say was computer dude stuff, like PC shit that they didn't care about. Now all of a sudden they care about it, and they can't see it otherwise now.
Well,
the Pandora's,
it's
out the box for now.
For me, it's more informational, not bragging rights. It's not about bragging rights. It's to know, is my Xbox truly putting out what it says it's putting out? But I can't tell. You know, I don't have with me what it takes to show that, because I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I just don't have that capability to know what it's putting out. Right. I know what my TV can put out. I mean, display. I know my monitor, my game monitor, one of the first HDMI 2.1s can put out, but is it actually doing that? That's what I want to know. And there's no counter for that. Not mean? Yeah,
not mean.
But all right. So a few weeks ago, when they had the first price drop of the PSVR2, I made a Sony Can't Do No Wrong video, and it was more of a satire thing about how Sony dropped the price by $100. When was this? Like last month or something? They dropped the price by $100. And I made a satire about, this is Sony trying to create demand, right? They want to sell all their units as fast as they can to create demand. And once the units are gone, what are they going to do? They're going to bump the price back up to normal, right? And what did we get the other day? Another price drop. So now it's a total of $200. You can get it for like $350, and it's selling out. Because it's
$350. For $350?
For $350.
Wow, $200 off.
It's $200 off now total. Right. So at first it was $100. Now it's a total of $200. And now you can get it.
Yeah, they're desperate. They're desperate, bro.
So, we got this. Sony just price cut of the PlayStation VR2 not for the first time. They cut it. So stupid. I don't know why they say it's the first time. It's the second price drop at $200 at Amazon and Best Buy. And then this Reddit post saying PSVR 2 sales surge over 2,000% after Sony's huge price drop. So, I guess if you really wanted one and, saving $200, I mean, that is a big deal. $200 is $200, man. That's you can spend that on games for whatever games they have. I don't know how many they have in total.
But if you know better, why would you buy it, right? Yeah. Like if you know that Sony basically shut down all of their studios, there's no real reason to buy it.
No,
because like you still have, yes, it would be better, but you still have most of those games that they showed at their showcase being produced for the Quest 3.
Yeah. So
it's like, why would you buy it just to be tethered down? But I do know that there's some super fans that would buy it, right? Like, there was this guy I saw on a YouTube short. He had like everything: the controllers, the VR,
the headset, the earbuds,
the Wii U thing.
Yeah,
he had everything. And if you get caught up in like consuming, you'll realize that you're buying a lot of stuff you're not even going to use.
Oh yeah,
And I don't see a point in buying a PSVR, especially like if you have a PC. Right, you can play a quest and then you can take the quest away from it. It's like I don't like if you. I just don't see a point in buying it, even at $300.
Okay.
Like it was $350 or whatever.
So you guys know I got the Quest 2? I think it's what I got here. That's my only headset that we have here in the house. Right? If this thing, the VR2 gets to the point of $199, would you get one?
I'd consider it heavily, especially if the modders can unlock all the other features that Sony won't officially do.
Yeah.
Right? I might consider it heavily because I did talk about this before.
But you see, you don't own a PlayStation. Right? You're more thinking about the PC part.
For a PC, yeah, I'm an enthusiast, like tech guy. For most other people, no, this is a dub now, bro. Even as a PC VR headset for $350, just go the little bit higher and get you a Quest 3. But if you really can't, then I guess but I would wait until you could put more money together. You don't have to buy in and of that moment.
But for a person who has a PlayStation 5 like myself, $199, is that very tempting? Realist? You have
Not
one?
for me.
Not for you?
Not for me. I mean, yes, it's better than my Rift. It's slightly better than my Quest, but there's no point. Like, no. And if I had no VR headset, I probably wouldn't buy it for PlayStation. Like if I was a PlayStation only guy, because the reason, okay, back in the day when I first got the Rift, it was either the Rift or the Vive.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I got the Rift is because Facebook bought the Rift, and then probably immediately after I got it in the mail, I noticed that Facebook had exclusives. Like Facebook is the real VR player. Like the Vive was better. The Vive came with the hand controllers. I forgot what you call them, but the controllers to register your finger movement. It came with all that. You had to buy all that separately with the Rift.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about the games.
Yeah,
it's kind of like if Xbox has all the best, they've had the best console except for last generation with the One.
Mm-hmm.
They had the best hardware, but it was Xbox has no games. Same thing with this VR thing. What games are you going to play with it? Because you were pretty much looking at what PlayStation is going to bring that Facebook is not going to. Because it wasn't Facebook that bought Ready at Dawn, it was Facebook that bought them, or Meta, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see a point in investing in the PlayStation headset, because what are they going to bring that you can't get with what you already have?
Yeah.
Unless you're like sick and you just want to buy these things because you like having tech. It is slightly better, but not good enough. Like $199 is a good price, but I wouldn't buy it. To answer your question, no, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah. I would be pushed a little bit to get it. And
but you have a Quest 2.
I have a Quest 2.
And you have a PlayStation.
I got a PlayStation, yes. Yes. And I do like the freedom of the Quest 2 because I'm not tethered down to anything. I mean, it's already bad enough I'm running into the TV with that thing being free. And now I'm going to be tethered with a cable going in circles and then wrap around myself and knock everything over.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you don't need any sensors and all that. Like, at least to my knowledge, you don't need sensors. You don't need to put up sensors. You just have to be tethered to the PlayStation, which you already own.
Yeah.
It's not like Sick where they're asking you to go buy a PlayStation on top of the headset. But what games are you gonna have on it? That's the whole thing. Like, you can get these games on Meta.
Mm-hmm.
You can go play them in your backyard if you want to.
Yep.
Like if you paid attention to the showcase it just had, like those games are coming to Quest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't see a purpose, you know.
Yeah, there's really no value in it.
And if you're a PlayStation guy, you know the same thing that they try to say about Xbox. If they can only sell 2 or 3 VR headsets, why would these developers even bother putting games over there?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And that's where they're in that, they're getting close to that position where like the developers can't say no, we don't need to be exclusive. And if you want to get in a bidding war with Facebook Meta, then you lose that too. So where's the value? Where's the trigger that makes you say, let me go ahead and get it? Not for me.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, when you look at the specs, I knew it was good, but I knew it was going to be tethered when they announced the specs. You know what I mean? And they need you to buy a PlayStation. That's their whole thing. Pretty much what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
They have to find some kind of tie-in for you to buy the console. They can't get rid of the console, not yet. They can, like Xbox was already losing, so they're like, you know what? Go wherever you want to, just play the software. If PlayStation loses market share, all those 30% that they're getting for those third-party games, they start to fall off huge. Because if you look at like how much money they actually make, like PlayStation outspends everybody, right? But their profit is either less than Xbox or right on par with Xbox. They sell double the amount of consoles, but they've never had double profits. Nintendo's over there just moseying along, just like a couple 100 million behind both of them. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not happy that PlayStation's getting out of VR. We need more people in VR. I know Sick would agree because he's a VR person too. You play VR, but I know like Sick's probably more hardcore than both of us. But like, we need more players.
Yeah.
Because what if Meta gets Meta gets lazy? You know what I mean? Because it's pretty much boiling down to them. And we know that Apple's had HTC by the balls for over a decade. You know what I mean? They can't really do what they want to do. You got a whole lot of these other ones that these novelty VR headsets that can take you to the moon, but like, who's buying them? So, but yeah, to answer your question, bro, I just really don't see any purpose of a PlayStation VR headset if they're not bringing unique experiences. If they're not bringing The Last of Us in VR, if they're not bringing God of War in VR, there's really no purpose in having a PlayStation VR headset. And Call the Mountain, I mean, who cared about that?
Yeah, I don't see anybody talking about it.
That was basically what's the name of that game? Who made Rise? That was basically Crytek's climb game.
Oh, we lost Sick.
Yeah,
we did.
You know that game I'm talking about from Crytek? It's called Climb.
Climb?
Yeah. Basically climbing mountains. And it's basically the same thing that
is it supposed to be realistic looking or something, or what?
Well, Crytek's games are always realistic, but the thing is, you're basically just a mountain climber. It's like Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
You're Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
And it's the same thing Call the Mountain is. It's like, so like, we still haven't seen we're starting to, because they have some good, what I would consider AAA VR games, but PlayStation doesn't. But that's what I was hoping that PlayStation would bring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the name of that game that they're about to remake or bring out that's coming on PC day one that you said you love so much?
What, Death Stranding?
It's like a supermassive game.
Until Dawn?
Yeah, that game.
Yeah.
So imagine like a game like that in VR. Like PlayStation's not even doing
game.
that.
It's actually.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those types of games, like that's what you would hope that PlayStation would bring to the market.
You haven't played that, have you?
No. I'll buy it on PC when I can get a discount code for it. But I bought all the rest of their little movie games. I got Heavy Rain. I got Beyond Two Souls.
Oh, Heavy Rain's a long one. Yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah. I played that when it first came out and beat it too.
Yeah, I got pretty much all the movie games. There's not one I can think of that I don't have except for that one. You said Until Dawn?
Until Dawn.
That's the name of it?
Yeah.
I think that was in PS Plus, but I don't subscribe to it anymore.
No, I actually canceled mine. Mine's supposed to renew in a couple of days or so.
Yeah, once I pretty much saw that like they weren't really, they're not competing with Game Pass. It's like they're the day ones that they have I can care less about.
What?
They're games like Chia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, they had Zao in there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they did.
They
had Stray.
That means no longer.
They had Foam Stars. But I don't know what's in there, so I don't want to lie. But like we know PlayStation doesn't keep games in there, as long as Xbox does.
No, they don't.
What Horizon left the service, Spider-Man left the service.
See,
like
those first party, they need to stay. They can't be
but
rotating.
PlayStation's not as committed. They have to hold out hope that maybe like you'll start the game, and then once it's gone, you'll go buy it. Because they all know the same thing, which is everybody can't play all these games. People can't play all these games, so you just bombard them with a bunch of games, and hopefully they played it, and then when you take it out, then I'll go buy it for $70 or drop it to $40 on a sale. But it is what it is.
So remember, maybe it was a couple months ago. I was kind of hyped up about me picking up Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
For on clearance for $5. I was like, look what I found. And then little later, it turns out to be on Game Pass. I was like, oh man. It's like I bought this and it came to Game Pass. Well,
no.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, when you see a dirt cheap game like on a digital sale,
yeah.
Like I stopped. I got burned like 5 times last year. Like I buy these like what's the name of that game? Like True Colors. Life is Strange.
Yeah.
I bought that game. It was a play anywhere game, so I bought it. Yeah. Next week is in Game Pass. there were a few games that were on sale. Next week they're in Game Pass. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't buy it. There were some games on like, cause they had a big sale like the past couple weeks. I bought that game. You didn't ask me what I played.
Which one?
Nobody Wants to Die. It's like one of those movie games where like the games we just got finished talking about. It's not like real gameplay. It's about the story. It's basically these people they don't die. I mean, they can be killed, but they don't die because I think it's like they take a host. Yeah, Nobody Wants to Die is the name of it, but like it's only $25. And you're a detective and you're solving crimes, and you have all these tools. It's not real gameplay. You're basically like piecing together crimes through like this technology. As a technology that can rewind time, take pieces of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It uses a lot of power. So, you know, if there's not enough power, you won't be able to get the full picture. You have to put things together using the pieces that you were able to get through, you know, the tools you had. So
yeah,
it's an interesting game.
Ooh, a little futuristic there too. I like that.
Oh
yeah. So I took that Mortal Kombat game and Mirage because I finished it, traded it in, got a good, I don't know, $17, $18 of credit, and I picked up Final Fantasy 16. 16 was on sale for $29.99, so pretty much paid out of pocket $13 or so. I haven't started it yet, though.
I'm waiting for it to get PC or Xbox.
Because my son hogs up the TV where the PlayStation's at because he's playing Red Dead. So I don't get to play on the PlayStation that much because of him. And this is when the Portal would have came in handy if I had one.
Why don't you just buy it? It's like $200.
I ain't paying no $200 for that crap.
Why not? I mean, a tablet is $200.
Yeah, but a tablet has more functionality than that thing.
Not you only buying it to play video games.
Give me $99. I'll do it.
Because today I saw my daughter. She had a tablet in her lap, playing. She had a little pink Xbox controller playing the game. I said, "What are you playing?" I was about to be proud. I was like, "Oh, she's playing xCloud." You know what I mean? Because I buy them Game Pass. They never use it.
He did tell me he had to leave for a little bit. He said he'll be back.
Okay.
I forgot that he did say that.
Yeah, so like they have Game Pass. They only play Roblox. She plays Grand Theft Auto and what's that game that everybody's playing? Fortnite, yes. So I saw with her little tablet in her lap and she's playing. I was like, "Oh, what are you playing?" Roblox. I just walked on. So like, I said, well, at least they are starting to use controllers, man, because like if you start using controllers, you'll start playing other types of games.
Yeah.
Like my son, he doesn't really play on that. He doesn't play tablet games. He plays Xbox.
Yeah, it's the same with my younger one. He plays a lot of tablet games, not too many controller games. He will play the Switch controller because he likes to play the Pokemon games. And he's finished a few of those games too. For
Pokemon?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know what's the capability of a 9-year-old because I don't hang out with 9-year-olds. But I have one, and it does impress me that he actually finishes a few of these Pokemon games because I think those Pokemon games are big, like massive for what they are. And then for him to finish them and even ask me to get the DLCs for him.
Oh.
Because he wants to play them. That's how into him he is. And then when he's kind of over it, he'll go back to his tablet game and play it. He was really into Power Worlds.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because like you said, the game's big, but like you didn't play Power World. Power World looks big, but it's not. Really.
No, yeah, he actually played on my account. He was just like ranking up my guy and doing all sorts of stuff. Right? He'll watch so many videos and learn off the videos and then actually take action in his game and do it. And he'll tell me, "Look, Daddy, look what I did." And then like, "What did you do?" It's like, "Look," and then like shows me whatever he did and whatever he'd learned from videos, and actually practiced them in the real game. It cracks me up when he does all that stuff. So his tablet, he has a tablet and had a cover that goes over it, and then you can flip it around to make it into a stand. And, well, that cover stand part ripped off. Like it gets wear and tear. It just came off. So he couldn't lean his thing in his tablet anymore. You know what he did?
What did he do?
He took a lot of Legos and made his own stand. He made a tablet stand out of his Legos.
I guess that's creative.
Yes. It's very creative. It was like I never thought of like making a tablet stand out of Legos, you know? And then it was that week when I went to Houston and I get back and I'm like, "What is that thing?" "Oh, it's my new tablet stand." I was like, "All right, cool." We have an engineer here, man. He wants to build stuff. So, yeah.
That's good, man. I bought my boy a train last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
My wife said she was going to get me a train for the man. What do you call it? Man cave. I said, okay, sure. She didn't know what she's committing to.
Yeah.
Because the train that goes around the room and through a tunnel, it's like at least 3,500.
Oh, wow.
Well, the types of trains that I'm looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
not just a rink-a-dink Walmart
train.
train.
They smoke.
Yeah.
And then you have to get somebody to install them or install the, the thing so they can go around the wall. Kind of, well, on a smaller scale, like the one at the Astro Stadium.
You want that big one?
No. I want a good train like that, though. I want to get a train like that. I mean, my dad was a Marine, so he didn't want to buy it for me because he wouldn't be there to maintain it. You got to put some oil in them so they smoke, all this stuff. Yeah, one day I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
So I got him a train so I can live vicariously through him.
Yeah. So I got one last doom and gloom Sony stuff, and that is PS Plus Extra dropped 48% of its player count in July 2024. So I'm trying to wrap my head. What does that mean? Like they didn't get as many subscribers as they thought they would, or was it a drop from the previous month? Like, oh, we got 56% last month, but this one we got, it dropped down to 40, like something. I don't understand what these numbers mean.
Well, from what I'm gathering, from what I read, is that basically their player counts have gone down. It's not so much that they've lost subscribers or anything. It's the player counts that are low.
But doesn't it equate to losing subscribers?
No. Like, we can all be subscribed to Game Pass and not play anything. So like their player counts are lower, but that doesn't mean that they've lost subscribers.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like a lot of people are like wording it that they've lost subscribers.
Yeah, because that's what it sounds like to me.
But that would imply that 50% of their subscribers all subscribe the same month.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works.
Let's see what the details say. PS Plus and Extra. They're not saying by essentials. They're just saying extra and premium. For July 2024 saw 48% fewer players than June 2024 lineup. If we discount the bonus days of play from June's lineup, July's lineup still saw an 18% drop.
Yeah, but see, that's just people playing games. Like everybody didn't subscribe 1 month. You know what I mean? If that did happen, that would have been like launch month, like November or something like that. Whenever the consoles were launched. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I guess they were looking forward to an increase because of this game, Remnant 2.
What game?
Remnant 2?
Nobody's gonna subscribe to no Remnant.
So supposedly that was supposed to be one of their hits to drive up the count, and it didn't.
Yeah, good luck with them.
I mean, I've gone back and forth with their tiers, man. Their tiers suck. They're offering
so.
I mean, like, on a serious note, if they had day one, right? Day one, and they kept their first party games in the system permanently, I would subscribe.
They don't make enough games. That's why they can't do that.
Huh?
They don't have enough games. That's why they can't do that.
But they got to have some metrics to show them. It was like, well, The Last of Us is not increasing in sales. We might as well just put it in there. It may increase the number of people subscribing to premium and extra because they see that, hey, we change our stance on this first party stuff. We're going to go ahead and put it in and keep it in like the competitor. Right? Because if I knew games like if Last of Us, Horizon, God of War, all those old games, now they're old, right? If they were in extra or premium, I would be on it. I would be on extra at least.
But you look at how many people actually want to play those games. And that's going to be the issue, like with any of these subscription services.
But these games right now, they're not cheap either. They're still demanding full price.
Yeah, and that doesn't help because nobody wanted them in the first place. So like they can't leave their games in there for forever like Xbox does. Xbox is fully committed to it, and they also know they have subscription worthy content. Yeah. PlayStation's games can be completed in a weekend for the most part.
Yeah.
Right, unless they come out with like a Ghost 2 or a Horizon 3. You know what I mean? For the most part, their games they can be done in a weekend. So how does that help subscription? They're not making enough third-party partnerships where they're getting day ones.
Yeah.
They get Ubisoft Classic like Xbox does. So like if you're subscribing, like if you're subscribing for those types of services like EA Play that's in there and Ubisoft Classics that's in Game Pass, you're just a total value consumer. If you like, for the most part, us like Xbox fans, we're there for the day ones from Xbox. We're there for the other third party day ones. Because like a lot of people are hyping up, Kunitsugami and stuff like that. They didn't even know what it was. And then now we see what it is. Nobody's talking about it because tower defense game. Most people don't play tower defense games. So you're there for your Starfields. You're there for your Halos. You're there for your State of Decay 2s and 3s. Those are the games that you come there for. But PlayStation, they would much rather you buy the game. right? Xbox or Microsoft would much rather you subscribe to their service. Like everything Microsoft does is on a subscription basis.
Yeah.
So like they're fully committed to the subscription model. PlayStation is not. So PlayStation will put the game in there and then take it out. You say, oh, you don't agree with it. Yeah, I don't agree with it either, but you have to look at how they're made up. They come out like these studios take 5 to 7 years to put out a game. And then when they put out a game, they can't put it in the service because they need to make their money back now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that through a subscription because you don't have enough people subscribe to the highest tier. This is why like a lot of people are talking about Xbox. But the difference between Microsoft and PlayStation is the majority of the quote unquote Game Pass subscribers are subscribed to the actual Game Pass. So like people complaining about, the $15 core, it's like they're talking out of their asses because most people are subscribed to Ultimate. So the people that they're actually trying to fight for are in the vast minority when it comes to the Game Pass subscriptions. When it comes to PlayStation, most people only subscribe to play Call of Duty. They could care less about the games that they have that are free, because they already bought those games. The games that they give away that we know, like even when it came to Gold, we already own those games for the most part. So it's like they have to get people subscribed to their $20 tier, which is why I don't understand people complaining about Game Pass raising or Microsoft, raising their prices when they had the cheapest subscription that offered the most.
Yeah.
Like their subscription was cheaper than Ubisoft, cheaper than PlayStation's, what is it, premium? Cheaper than EA. Hell, even cheaper than Nvidia. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they're not even offering games. So like people are complaining that now it's $19.99. It makes no sense to me. It's like we're in a complaint culture. I know that, so I don't really like to dedicate too much time to people that whine. But you have to just look at the whole picture. But Microsoft has enough content, like Call of Duty. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, just buy Call of Duty." Man, if they start rolling, because dude, I hadn't played Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. And I've been playing the one that just hit Game Pass. So it's like they have enough content for a service, so that's why they can be.
I haven't really played it actively since Black Ops 1. Modern Warfare 3, like I played it, because I came after. But you remember how you had to, like, if you pay for the premium version, you had to at least log in once a month to get and snag the DLC that you paid for ahead of time, right? Well, after the first DLC pack, like I downloaded that, I tried it out. After that, I never came back to play again. I would always come to make sure I downloaded the thing. It was on my account, but I never really like played those maps. Like after that, Call of Duty was kind of dead to me. That was the time when Battlefield was trying to be competitive again.
Yeah. I'm curious if they're going to do a $30 deal like they do with Horizon.
What do you mean a $30 deal?
Where you get a 5-day head start against everybody else.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. They should. I mean, because the DLC or the premium edition will be a separate charge. So if you pay for that, we're all going to get the beta. Like everybody's going to get the beta now. They used to be only for PlayStation players. So now everybody's going to get the beta, but the early access for the main game to get like your progress and everything, I would assume you have to pay something extra.
Well, yeah, I mean, like for Forza Horizon, the latest one, 5. I mean, I paid the $30 to get it early.
It was 30,
something like that. Yeah, same thing for Starfield. I think they had one too, and I paid $30 for it.
Bro, GameStop was late on my my whatever you call it, the collector's deal.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and bought the DLC so that I can play early.
Yeah.
And I think that one was 40. I don't remember how much Forza was, but I bought that one too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is crazy. Like that's why you get into the narrative like Xbox players don't buy games. Man, even if we're not buying a game, we're contributing to the revenue of these games. Because like that game had 3 million people playing before it released. What was it? You know what I mean? So
Horizon, it was like 5 to 7, I think.
Yeah. So That's at least 5 million times
the
40
official release. Yes.
Yeah. Same thing with Starfield. Starfield had over 1 million. You know what I mean? Concurrent players. So that we don't know how many actually played were actually playing the game in total. And to play the game, you had to buy the premium edition or whatever, or Game Pass DLC. So like it seems like everybody else is figuring out like what is it? Nintendo, man, their games just sell. Well, PlayStation is gonna have to figure out how to get their games rolling. Because the one game that they can depend on, I guess you can kind of count God of War. And I have trouble saying like God of War, Horizon from this generation because they bundled them. So you don't really know what their market power is. But like Spider-Man basically like broke Black Friday records for them. So we know Spider-Man's a dependable IP. But we see how much the mouse is taken from the house. You know what I mean? So it's like, is it really all it's cracked up to be? Because if you got to give them 30 to 40% of the proceeds, like how much money are you really making?
Yeah.
And you notice they haven't said anything since they announced 11 million. So has it stagnated? Yeah. Like a lot of people point to NPDs, but not understanding really like how these lists work. Like the games when they first release are gonna, they're gonna be selling a lot of units, but years like a year later or months later, it won't take like 15,000 units to be able to maintain a position at the lower spots. It doesn't take a whole lot of units being moved at the lower spots. But they get excited just to see it. But we know from what PlayStation is doing, how they're responding, that it's not what fans think it is. Honestly, like I know a lot of Xbox fans want PlayStation gone, but I don't want them gone. I just want them in submission.
Yeah, I don't want them gone either.
And they're almost on two knees right now. So we'll see how it goes.
Post saying, if you played the campaign, start with Modern Warfare 1, 2019, Modern Warfare 2 from 2 years ago. Those are the two games I actually own physically. I forgot which ones I had because I didn't want to step away from here. We were talking about it last week. Because I thought I had number 3, but I never had number 3.
Sorry about that.
So now that we have it on Game Pass, hey, I can play it. So the two multiplayers on 1 and 2 were good. I actually liked them.
I mean, because I was looking at the menu on this one, it looks like they have 3 different Call of Duties on this one game.
Well, like they're doing that.
Vanguard and Cold War. Like I could have played those games just from this one game.
Yeah, like their little game tile on Xbox confuses me a bit because they smash up all the Call of Duties in that one tile, kind of like the Master Chief Collection. You got the one tile that has all the Halos in it, and so with QuakeCon coming up, I sent you a message, dude. Have your games ready on your hard drives, the ones you intend on playing, and have them updated because they do throttle the internet when it comes to downloading stuff.
Really?
And you don't want to get stuck trying to download and update your games at QuakeCon. You want to do it before the night before. Make sure you get the.
I wouldn't come up there unprepared anyway.
Oh, but you're gonna bring your PC though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring a laptop.
Yeah. So just make sure you got the games you're gonna play down. Update them. Make sure they're up to date. Because
probably the internet, huh?
And then if you don't have an Ethernet cable, bring one because they're not supplying. They've done that years ago that they're not going to supply Ethernet.
No, I'll bring everything, man. I'm a pack rat anyway. I'll have everything. I have things that I don't need. I might even bring a spare controller on principle.
There you go. See?
Wait, I was just looking at the date, man. I was like, man, it's already August 1st. Is it this weekend? No, it's next week.
It's next weekend, man. It's coming up. Yeah. And I took Thursday and Friday off. And so I'll be up there in the morning, probably a little bit before noon, and start lining up so I can set up.
Yeah, I don't know what time we're gonna roll up there, but everybody wants to come. So
yeah. Well, you have a seat, so it's not like they're going to give it away or anything like that. So
no, like they won't come to the seat, but they'll be at the lodge or the what is it? The Gaylord.
The Gaylord. Yeah.
Wolf.
Hey, Sick.
Yeah.
How far are you from Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh. Let's see.
Couple
Computer.
hours.
1 second. Yeah, a couple hours, like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, all right, okay.
It ain't like Texas, bro.
Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh. I mean, Pennsylvania is small like that.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
like 2
but
hours
it takes
for
5
us.
hours to drive across the state at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes 2 hours for different people is like seems like a long time to drive, And yeah, either way. So next year, I think we talked about this. The Astros are playing in Pittsburgh. I like the Pirates, for the last few years, and their ballpark from the pictures looks beautiful, and it's one ballpark I've been wanting to go to. Is Pittsburgh. So now that the Astros are going to visit Pittsburgh, I'm more motivated to go visit the first week of June next year. So I just wasn't sure how close you were. That way we can stop by and say hi.
Yeah, it's not close. But I've never even been to Pittsburgh in the first place.
Yeah. And so yeah, I want to go to Pittsburgh bad next year. Now that the schedule's out and I know Astros are going to be there, and I mean Astros will always be my number one team, Pittsburgh. So maybe 1 of the 3 games because it's a 3-game set. I may have to root for the Pirates just because it's my first week there of Pittsburgh and the Pirates. I like the Pirates and their ballpark looks amazing. Just thought I'd throw it out there if you were around the corner.
Like I said, unfortunately, I'm not around the corner. I've never been there. And
I think Real say he wants to go. I don't know.
Yeah, we're talking about next year. I'll go next year.
Yeah, it's next year.
Yeah, we'll figure it out next year.
Like, just to go, man.
Yeah.
Because like Astros right down the street. I even told Legal, but I don't know what happened with that because he had tickets to go to see the Rangers, and that ended up not going through.
Yeah.
I just want to get out of the house, man. I work all the time. My kids, like softball every weekend. Softball and baseball. I got 2 girls. They play softball. Boy plays baseball. Always something going on the weekend. Yeah. Nothing for me.
Nothing for the dad. Nobody asked, Dad, what would you like to do? No.
Never.
Never consider that.
Gotta have the Bev.
Yeah.
Never. Never get Bev. Yeah. That's what I was quoting.
So,
but yeah,
this week marked an end of an era of the Xbox 360 marketplace store. So many memories from that era, good and bad, at the very. Yeah. But hey, I went on a mini shopping spree. I bought 4 games from the store before they shut down. One, I thought I actually got it for free. And I did.
You did.
Yeah. I thought I did. So I fired up the 360. Luckily, the 360 was already set up, ready to go. I didn't format it. I thought I did, but it was all ready to go. It had some games already downloaded on it, and so I was like, all right, let me pick up some games. So I went through the entire catalog that they had available, A to Z, everything, and I got 4 games. And out of the 4, I thought, oh man, I got it for free. And then after the video was posted of the games that I got, people started commenting, saying, dude, check that game again. You got the trial. You got the trial version of it.
They saved your butt with that one, though.
Yes.
And that's W-Mans right there.
Oh,
real
man, that's the community, man. I had like maybe 3 people come in and comment like, dude, Go back and get that game. You didn't buy it. You got the trial version. And it didn't say trial. That's the thing. All it said was free. And I'm like, oh, cool. Boom, download it, and that was it. Until after the fact that people started viewing the video and people were responding like, hey, man, it's like you need to go back and purchase it before they shut down the store. And I did. I went back and got it. And it turns out to be like a 99-cent game. And so, yeah, you know, I went live the day of at 7 a.m. The day of the shutdown, I went at 7 a.m. It was still alive. The store was still open. You're able to browse through everything and purchase stuff.
The last few embers were still flickering.
It was still going. Yep. Yeah. I went again at 10. I went live again at 10 a.m. About the 10 o'clock hour. 10:15. Right. This is on a Tuesday, or what was it, Monday or Tuesday when it happened. So I'm working. And doing this at the same time, streaming. Everything was working. It's like, okay. And when they said that, hey, at the end, on July 29th, and this is how I take it. When they say on July 29th, the store is going to close, no more of buying anything from the marketplace because it's the end. I take it, well, if we're going by the 29th, I'm thinking by the end of the day, which is 11:59. Right. And it didn't turn out that way. So around 12:30, I went live again. And sure enough, I saw the homepage completely change. Like, I didn't see an update or anything. It just showed up with nothing in it. Right. It had the homepage. It has a few tiles that says your pins, your games, open disk, and like just a few tiles. No big tiles to show animation of anything. Just some small tiles, the essentials pretty much. It had the social section of it where you can see your friends, start a party, send messages, stuff like that. And then settings. That's all there was. 3 tabs: home, social, and settings. Everything else in between was gone. Just gone. And I'm like, well, there it is, folks. The store is gone. At least in the time zone I'm in, Central, it was gone. The store was gone. And that marked the end of the 360 store and being able to buy anything, Avatar, movies, shows, games. Can't do anything. And then I was like, my big question was, how do you re-download the games? Because it's been a while since I've played around with the 360 interface. And I went through everything. Home, social, settings. Couldn't figure it out, even though it was right there. I was looking for something more obvious, kind of like what we see in the series right now. You know, you go to My Games, and then it's right there, you know, under Manage. But we don't have it on the 360. And so I'm over here looking, and people are like, dude, you got to go to settings. I'm like, I'm going to settings. I don't see anything. I'm like, I did this live like a dumbass, right? And you need to go to settings and then hit history. And I'm like, okay. So I hit account history or something, like account something. And it goes back to like your account stuff, like your payments and whatever else, notifications. I was like, dude, no, the other thing, the other one that says account history, purchase history or something like that. People in chat, which is like, they were laughing their asses off. And I'm like, oh, this one. And sure enough, boom, the list of all the games that I purchased in the past shows up. But with it, you don't get any search capabilities. You don't get any sorting capabilities.
It's just a list of everything you had.
It's just a long list. Yeah. You just keep scrolling and scrolling until you find the one you want, if you have it there, and then download it. And then I felt pretty stupid for not knowing that's where it's at. But it was fun. It was fun for the people that came in, the people afterwards making comments like, dude, that video was fucking painful to watch because you kept missing it. But I I took it as a funny thing, you know, because like, well, it's just for fun, you know. And that's it, man. So is it considered a retro now? Now that you can't get anything?
I would say it's retro now because it's been 2 generations. It's 3 generations since, bro.
Is that the rule? Is it 3 after or 2 after?
Okay, because I'll put it to you like this: if this was the PlayStation, no, we would have been on. We would have been on the end of the PlayStation or the middle of the PlayStation, right? And then we're talking about the Nintendo right now.
Yeah.
The NES. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
19 years.
Like that's about as retro as it gets. Like, is that not long enough ago?
Yeah. That's a long time. 19 years. The store was open.
Oh, there you go.
People still wanted to stay open.
But there, you know, with the comments I was getting on those videos, because people were like flooding in and just wanted to talk about it. There was this one guy that started chatting with me. He says he still has 3 360s. One in it's like in several, like in each of these whatever rooms he has, these bedrooms at his house that he still uses. I mean, I didn't get into the details. Like, dude, it's like, what are you doing with them? So there's only so much you can do with them because I don't think the Netflix is still supported. You know, the app that's on there, it's like the system's outdated that it can't handle.
Pretty sure it's not. Yeah,
it can't handle what's new right now. You know, but like I would love to see the numbers of people that are actually playing online on the 360. But I wonder if they kind of if the counts are blurry because if you play them on the Xbox One and the Series X, does that count playing as a 360 game? You know, if you
play a 360 game, it shows up as a 360 game no matter how you're playing it.
Yeah,
if it's a 360 game, backwards compatible.
So, but I guess my question is, I want to know. I would like to see, and it's just curiosity. Not that I need to know, but people that are actually playing on a 360 and playing a 360 online game. Like, who's still playing physically on a 360 and online?
Well, they're still playable. Remember, this was just a store. They still work.
Yeah, it still
like
works.
When you're playing 360 games on a series, you could be playing with somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, who's on a 360, right? If you're playing a 360 game. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's there.
Yeah. So online's still up and going, still alive. And I mean, is it any different than what we have right now with the 1 in series? That's why it's still alive. I mean, it's not going to age out.
It's really, it's the live is very much the same. That's why
same. Yeah.
Keep going yet.
So when there's a 4th Xbox, it's still going.
As long as they don't change the back end, it doesn't. Yeah, it stays compatible because they can still sell the games. But now they just decided not to. That's all.
Yeah. See, I don't know like how much attention you guys play to like what Phil says, but like Phil's more on board with like new things, right? Not just riding on old games, right? If you remember when he was like, you know, a lot of publishers, they just have to keep remaking and remastering the same old games. Like they don't want to take the risks. So it's like, I think that Xbox is not really, they don't care as much as the other publishers do about selling the games over and over again. Because if you look at Steam, you can play, or on PC period, like you can get on GOG, you can play those games for forever. No matter what hardware you buy, you can forever play those games. And it seems like that's what Xbox is aiming for with their new model. Like they want you to buy the game and just play it. You remember everybody wanted remakes of Bethesda games once Bethesda was purchased. And they were like, no, we don't need to remake them because with backwards compatibility and Xbox automatically doing the upgrades, we don't need to have remakes and remasters. Like people are still asking for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they'll much rather just move on from these games instead of just trying to, you know, resell them.
Recycle.
But because when you look at like what is it, Rockstar? Like Rockstar, some of their games they don't have the what do you call it? We're gonna call it performance boost, the automatic performance boost.
Oh yeah.
They don't have them because they would. And then you look at later on, they're trying to sell a remake. Remember the Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, 3. Now you have I want to say Red Dead Redemption. They're trying to remake that too or remaster it. And like that's what a lot of these publishers are looking at doing. And Xbox is looking at the PC is like, well, just buy the game because the business should be making new experiences.
Yeah.
And if people want to play those old experiences, let them play those games. But we should be bringing new games because they have too many studios to stay stuck in the past.
Yeah.
Even when you look at EA or when you look at even Ubisoft, they have a lot of studios, but they're pretty much all on the same game. Ubisoft doesn't really remake and remaster games. You know, it's more of an EA, Rockstar, Take-Two type of thing. Like when it comes to the remasters, and especially PlayStation. But I applaud PlayStation for doing it because they sell a lot of consoles, and a lot of those gamers aren't buying those games. So when they remake them and remaster them, they're just putting it in front of these people that have PlayStations again, giving them another opportunity to play the games or buy into the games and maybe become a fan.
Yeah.
But I think Xbox is like just from what Phil is saying, I think they're more in line with trying to be like PC, where you know if you want to remake it, fine, but we're here to have backwards and forwards compatibility. You hear like that was a new term, right? What's the name? Sarah Bond. Forwards compatibility.
Yeah,
they want all the games to be able to work with all of their hardware going forward.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the 360 and all those old games, the only game I want is Wet. That's the only game that
I remember that one. I had that one.
Yeah, because I bought what's that game? I was just cleaning up before I started the show. Going through my old boxes. Chainsaw.
Oh, Chainsaw
Lollipop
Lollipop.
Chainsaw. And
Lollipop Chainsaw.
yeah, I showed it to my boy. I was like, it's not even backwards compatible. It's not even backwards compatible. Because my wife and my kids, they finally broke all of their switches. Now they've come trying to take mine.
Did they?
Oh yeah, dude. Hell with them. Because the first Switch came out like 2 weeks before my birthday in 2017, like on the 17th. Yeah. My wife bought it for my birthday. COVID happened. They took it from me. And I said, cool. Dude, they took it. Like I came back and they were like all lined up on the sofa playing it. So I was like, okay, cool, fine. But I paid $400 for one off of eBay. It was brand new in the box. So I paid the $400 for it. And I ended up selling that one to my nephew. And because when the OLED came out, it makes sense to have two switches. And I bought Animal Crossing. Then my daughter tried to take my new Switch. I was like, oh hell no. So I bought her a mini. So my wife.
Oh, you got the light one?
Yeah, whatever. It's
Why they keep seeing you as food? The fact
and
that
so
they can even
my
see
wife
that
was playing on the mini, and they somehow it won't. She can't charge it.
Oh no!
So like, we took it to this mom and pop place we have in the mall here.
Yeah.
I want to say it's called Game Geek or something like that. But it's in the mall, so they have all the retro consoles. And I said all that to say when we brought it up there.
Which mall is this?
The Woodlands Mall.
Woodlands Mall. All right.
It's like do you go there when you come here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I want to.
Okay. So it's like all the way in the back. It's like the West Wing. And they fix consoles, they fix controllers, they fix everything. So we brought them to them before we went to go buy another Switch. Because I'm not gonna buy another Switch because next year they'll have another one. Because I asked her, I said, would you want the new Switch when it comes out? No. I said, but you didn't want the Switch either. I said, so when Splatoon 4, whatever they're on now, comes out, are you gonna okay, yeah, I want it, okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So instead of buying a new Switch, I was like, maybe they can fix it because GameStop was selling a used Switch for damn near the same price of a new Switch.
Yeah.
Their mini was $170. I can go buy a brand new one for $200.
For $200, yeah.
What is it called? A light?
The light, yeah.
A Switch Lite. So so we're in this retro store, and I've been lamenting that back in the day I pawned my Neo Geo for school books,
Mm-hmm.
and they had Neo Geos in there. They had Dreamcast in there. I don't want to buy another Dreamcast. I just wish I
Is it
didn't
pretty
sell
big?
mine.
The place?
It's the same size as GameStop,
Okay.
and they got statues, life-size statues. They have plush things. Whatever you call them, stuffed things. They have all of the old consoles. They have DSs. They have Vitas. They have PSPs. But it was the 360 that I was like, man, let me go ahead and buy this 360 because they're about to close down the store.
Yeah.
And the 360 was like $225 or something like that. And I was like, man, should I buy this? Should I buy this? Am I gonna play it if I buy it? Because I know I'll buy up a bunch of games, but will I actually play it? Am I gonna dump all of my crap that I have on the Xbox One right now and start playing it? I almost bought it because that's, to me, that was a fair price consent. Because I was at the flea market 2 weeks ago and that dude wanted over 300.
Oh, wow.
He wanted almost 300 for the Dreamcast. These guys wanted 149 for the black Dreamcast. What do you guys know about the DS? Because they're selling DS
the sports one.
It was a black Dreamcast.
I've never owned a DS. I can't say.
I didn't know it was called a sport. The black Dreamcast is a sport?
Because it says Sega Sports on it. That's why it was a bundle. It was like a sports bundle or whatever back then.
I don't remember seeing anything because I don't remember seeing anything like just, Dreamcast. I know what you're talking about because they used to own 2K and they used to have like bundles with that. But this one didn't have anything on it, and they wanted 149. To me, it was fair. Yeah. But the Dreamcast, I mean the 360 for $225, I thought that was fair too. But they had a DS. Is the DS worth $350?
I don't know. I mean, they got so many models of DS.
Listen. You know, with all these retro stores, they're selling it to people where they're counting eBay prices, right? Like, all of this shit is heavily overpriced from what it should be. I'll just put it to you like that. Way overpriced. Yeah. But now, it's like that's what the accepted price is now because it's been so diluted in terms of what people know to be the price for anything. So, especially when it comes to this retro shit, bro, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. So back in the PlayStation 1 days, any games were dirt cheap, right? But later on.
Yeah.
Because I said, man, why is this so expensive? He said, man, he's like, it's got games, like good games.
It's got games.
I was like, games like that? I mean, like, you have to be a hardcore Pokemon fan because I didn't see a bunch of games. I know that because I go to the flea market and they have 2 retro shops in there.
Yeah.
And they
Which
got a
flea
lot of
market
games.
You go to?
You know Greenspoint Mall?
Yeah.
You know, it's no more, but right across the street, it's like Mexican flea market.
On the north side of it? Because on the south side is the toll
right
way.
Across the street.
Yeah.
I'm talking about literally the mall. You got the mall, and then right across the street is the flea market. It's called the International Flea Market or something like that.
Is it indoor one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They got elotes out front. They're selling Mexico jerseys out front. It's like Mexican flea market, bro.
I was gonna say, man, it's Greenspoint Mall is now closed as of the other day.
Yeah. You know what else?
They're gonna tear it down.
I ain't gonna go too far on a tangent. Okay. Somehow I ended up on my autoplay. This dude, he does basically like documentaries on malls closed down across America, right?
Yeah.
And I sat there. I was like, well, my daughter walked in. She's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "You know what? It's crazy. I've been sitting here watching this video for 40 minutes about a mall that's been shut down. Your mother knows this mall too." So I called her up here. She's like, "Yeah, West Oaks Mall is closed down too."
West Oaks. Where was that at?
West Oaks is off Highway 6.
Oh, is it?
Highway 6 in West Hamlin.
I used to go there all the time.
Yeah, everybody did. It was cool. He went through the whole history of it, why it was built, why it's going down.
Wow.
Because this is the energy capital of the United States or whatever. So everybody was here for these energy jobs.
Yeah, you have to send me that if you still have it. If you don't,
I'll find it. It's on YouTube. I'll find it. Because it still comes up on my suggestions since I watched 2 of his videos. I watched Greenspoint and I watched West Oaks Mall. Yeah. So they built up those malls. They built, like the area over there is nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But when everybody lost their jobs, they lost their houses.
Yeah.
So then the houses went down in price, and then it became, us people, Mexicans and Black folks, and the values aren't as high, and it's not like this exclusive. Because if you look at like the way Houston to Katy is 99, like West Oaks area takes you right to Katy.
Yeah.
And then that's the new uppity area. So West Oaks Mall is being closed down. Greenspoint Mall has been closed down, and right across the street from Greenspoint, there's this flea market. And
hey, I like indoor flea markets, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Especially, I mean, we got Traders Village is probably the best one.
Yeah, but it's outdoors and the heat, man. It's kind of beat.
Shut up.
It's a beat.
You're tropical too, bro.
Hey, man, we have a Traders Village up here, and I've taken my kids there, and they're just, I take them on purpose to wear them out because they come out, I was like, Daddy, I want to go home. It's like, no, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Bro, do you wear like cologne and stuff?
Cologne? Nah, man, I don't wear no cologne.
Okay. Bro, they have.
I mean, only when I go out, but I mean, not like just to go to flea market. I'm not gonna wear cologne.
No, dude, I'm just saying, do you wear it?
Yeah.
All right, because like they had like high end cologne, like the real deal out there.
Yeah.
And they had, oh, dude, I paid the guy $10. He put an albino boa on my shoulder. You know what I mean? Took a picture.
Yeah.
Like that was weird, bro. They look wet, but they're not.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's why I found the retro store, and that's where they were selling the Dreamcast. They have probably the biggest selection of the DS games.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Was my mic sounding weird earlier?
No.
All right, cool.
So did you end up buying anything? You got this 360 or the Dreamcast or anything?
No, I really want the Neo Geo. Because I have a Dreamcast emulator. I have a Game Boy DS emulator, but I ain't like everybody else lying saying they bought the games. I didn't buy them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I have the Ally, and it's just as cool. So honestly, I like Sick makes fun of me, but I need to start making more fun of him because he buys a bunch of crap just to buy it too. Because honestly, we don't need any of this crap.
No, I'm trying.
Put all that crap on the Ally.
I'm trying to scale back. I actually gave away a bunch of shit for my house because I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I had 2 monitors.
It's like either you don't need it or you got a better version of what's the same thing anyway. Well, so you got rid of the older one. I
have these 2 monitor stands, right? They're not just some rinky dink ones. They're premium ones. And I just want them out of here because I wasn't even using them because I purchased dual monitor mounts. So they're I don't have a stand anymore. It's mounts, they kind of hover over my desk. Right. And so I got rid of, I just put them on Facebook. It's like, anybody wants them, pick them up. It's like, I'm not trying. And one guy was going, hey man, are you being for real? It's free. It's like, yes, it's free. What's wrong with it? I was like, dude, it's free. There's nothing wrong with it. It's free. Either you want it or you don't. He said, why are you getting rid of it? Because I'm trying to clean up crap. I don't want stuff in my house. And I don't feel like dealing with people say, hey, I'll give you $5 for it or something, right? And he's like, okay. So I met him at a Chevron. He comes up. He's all like scared. Dude. He's like, you the guy with the stand? It's like, yeah. I was like, here. It's right here. And he's holding it. And it's like, man, this is a cool stand. I was like, okay, man, enjoy it. So he's looking at me and walking away slowly, like, are you sure you want this to give this for free? I was like, dude, it's yours. Go take it. Unless you want.
I don't think he's ever done this. I don't think he's ever done this before either.
Right. It's like, unless you really want to pay me something, give me $20 and you can have it. No, I'll take it. Like, okay, well, go with it. Go. So
I was thinking about doing that too, but I've been on the marketplace and free isn't free.
Yeah, well, that's what the guy said. He's like, sometimes these people, they say it's free and it turns out to be something else. They don't want to give it free. And say, no, I'm being for real. This is free, man. I want it out of my house. It's like, I'm trying to clean up my room, trying to get stuff that I don't need anymore. I'm trying to cut back on like the stuff I buy and crap like that. He's like, okay. And then the second monitor stand also, somebody, like, he picked it up really quick. He wasn't really hassling me about it. But then I had this rolling desk, this little mini rolling desk that I bought because I thought I was going to use it more. And I actually didn't. And some lady bought it for $15. It's like, here, it's $15. Give me $15 and it's yours. She's like, okay. It's like
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. Like, come on, bro. It's what it is. Simple.
So, well, I asked for $20, a nice closed number, right? $20. And she came back and like, I'll give you 15. I was like, I don't care. Just take it. I don't want it in my room anymore. It's like $15. I'll take it. As long as
she has to get like some kind of deal. You're already giving her 20. So give me 15. Like, she has to feel like she's getting over it just a little bit.
Yes. And so again, I met her. I meet everybody at a gas station, at the same gas station all the time. It's like, all right, I'll meet you at the gas station, and here it is. And she took off. I was like, all right, I got some stuff out of the way. I'm getting rid of it. It's like, I don't want all this junk anymore. I'm trying to cut down on the stuff that I buy. But yeah,
and I don't like those people that try to hustle you, man. That's why, like, I really don't want to sell stuff to people on the internet, because it's like, you can say I'm firm.
Oh yeah,
and they still got to try.
No, what I hate the most when it comes to selling to people is that I'm giving them a good price just to get rid of it, right? And I'll put into details. If you go to Best Buy, if you go online, anywhere, you're gonna see that the original price has not come down. You can have it here for mere dollars, right? Yo, I don't have a car. Can you bring it? And you know what? Sometimes I will deliver it just to get rid of it, but within reason, right? So this one time, it's like, this guy's like, well, I have a car right now. Would you deliver? It's like, yeah, I'll deliver it, man. It's like, where you at? He's like, he gives me the address. It's way across town. It's like, dude, I am not taking this over there. It's like, no, it's like, forget it. I'll find another buyer. Somebody's always asking for this crap. Come on, man. I was like, no, dude. That's like, I already asked you for my original price. You offer me a lower price, which I took, and then you want me to deliver it across town? It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, those are the annoying ones where people like say they don't have a car for whatever reason. They don't have one, but they
always want the most for the least,
right?
Basically,
they want the most for the least, and I'm a dick about it. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. It's like, nope. I was like, I'll find another buyer. But man, you're not going to be able to sell it. It's like, don't worry, I'll be able to sell it. Don't be that concerned for me, you know?
Besides that concern, they could pick it up right then and there. They could just buy it right then and there instead of making a problem. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people, it's like, dude, if you don't like my price, you can go to Best Buy and brand new, pay full price for it. I really don't care. I'm in no hurry to sell my stuff. You know, some things I'm not in a hurry. Like I have a tablet, an extra tablet I have here. It's just sitting there. It's not bothering me. I'm in a rush to have it, but it's out there on Marketplace. And I've had people lowball me like, oh man, I'll give you like $100 for it. I'm like, nope, you're not going to be able to sell it. It's like, I don't care. Then I'll give it to one of the kids. It's like, it doesn't bother me, you know?
But that's why I put in my ad. I was like, man, I'm not broke. Don't try to gaffle me.
Yep.
I just want to sell it. I'll go put it back in the box. Because like, no, I know it's worth something. Hell, I'd rather just donate it to Goodwill or something before I just let somebody come hustle me.
Oh yeah, no,
no, just on principle.
Yeah, basically, bro. I'd rather give it away for free than have you hustle me, because it's the principle of the thing. So either you're gonna meet the price, or just don't approach me or whatever. It's that simple.
Yeah, it was a guy. He was just trying to sell something. I was like, man, that's a little steep. I can get it new. Oh, you can't find it new. I said, I can if I wait. You know what I mean? It was a fragrance, and it's not really, they're not really selling them here. I know that they do. It's just hard to find. I'm not gonna pay you double the price on principle. No.
Yeah.
Wait. And if I do want to sell anything, it's like no. And I don't bother people. Like if you put that price up, I'll be like, look, I'll give you this. You say no, okay, thanks. Oh man, but you sell a lot to people.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if I find something.
Oh, and another thing too.
What?
That place in the mall, they ain't gonna say top dollar.
What, the retro place?
Fair prices for consoles.
The retro place?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
$350 cash for a PlayStation.
That's not too bad. That's really good.
It's not bad at all. GameStop said
what, 200?
300 store credit.
That's store credit. Well, he's giving you cash?
Cash, I said.
Oh. Well, fuck me, dog. Shit.
Cash.
Let me turn on my headphones.
So I was like, man, I'm gonna start coming here, man.
I just farted too.
We didn't hear it.
It's because my mic is that good. It doesn't pick up the background noise.
TMI, bro. TMI.
All right, man. We're at that mark. Let's get out of here. And what's next? Right, next Thursday is QuakeCon. So,
yeah, I guess we're gonna do it then too.
Yeah, so you're gonna do it live from QuakeCon, you guys?
We'll see.
For both of you,
because it. Remember last year when I tried to do it, I was having a lot of connectivity issues.
Because see, I could have hosted maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk behind the scenes and I'll hold my connection here while you guys are over there, and then you guys call me.
Yeah, we probably could do that too. Yeah. All right, well, we'll figure it out.
I'll be there Thursday. I don't know what time Thursday.
Yeah, you'll be there with him, right?
Yeah, like my room is set up for Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah,
he's not gonna get a room until the day after.
Yeah, mine's not the room until Friday because I live like 10 minutes from the hotel. So the first night really doesn't make sense for me to stay, but Friday and Saturday, yes.
I mean, if I lived there, I probably wouldn't get a room. You live there.
Well, I really never. When I first started, I would just go back and forth from home. But then it's just like, I know it's only a few minutes away, but still, it's like, there's nothing like just waking up and you're there. Right.
Yeah.
And so when I started getting good with the friends that I've started with there, I started rooming with them. We would all split the cost of the room. But a lot of them have moved away. So it's just me now. So now that I've, it's just me now that goes, I'll get the room for those 2 nights and then have the family just stay and they go to the water park and go play. They make it a thing, they have fun with it while I'm playing and do my thing. But then I also take breaks too. I mean, if there's not anything interesting I want to go to, like the keynotes or any kind of presentations, then, I'll hang out with them or go to the water park with them and hang out for a few hours and then come back.
We do get to go to the actual like amenities, right?
What do you mean?
For the Gaylord.
Yeah, because you're staying there, right? At the Gaylord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, so they asked me how many people I was bringing. They get to go, right?
Yeah. So the way it works, we'll talk about it. But yeah. I'll tell you.
I was pretty sure, but they kept asking questions like, "Nuh-uh, Daddy." I'm like, oh.
Okay. Well, let's end this and we'll talk. And we're out. Peace. Bye.